Hello, everyone. Today is Tuesday at 8:30. Okay, I'm just gonna fix my necklace here. I think it's kind of tangled up. Okay, I'm just gonna do a check here. I'm thinking the sound is good. All right. Sorry if I look a little tired. I'm pretty exhausted actually. After this, I'm gonna have a really good sleep tonight, I think. But you know what? Once we get into the groove of this is such a beautiful refresh for, I think, all of us. There's a lot of great emails that come through with these things. For some of you that are new to this call, it's the Be Brilliant call. So I think we're coming close to about 3 years. We're over 2.5 years of doing this. Right now we're doing it 3 times free per month. And I continue to do it because I know it's helping. And I believe it's helping for me personally, of people who are attending, but even more so when we come together in these type of group healings, the concentrated energy of good intentions kind of just magnify on this planet. And that's what we need at this time right now. So I believe it gives us all a good feeling to be part of sending out positive energy to this planet and all of humanity. And how does this work? It's kind of evolving because I believe the energy on Earth is really shifting. Some people will say, no, it's worse than ever before, but no, it's not. It's not worse than ever before. It feels more uncomfortable than ever before. We're in a huge shift in human consciousness and revealing of what has really been happening on this planet. So as this light, as human consciousness increases and as our hearts open, it's like a popcorn effect, right? We have, how many people do you know that were very closed-minded and suddenly are saying, hey, there's got to be more to life. And some people are really, really opening up, and some people are just opening up, and some people might not open up in this lifetime, and that's okay, because we're all here on our own journey, and no one is here to dictate what we're supposed to do. And we all have free will to either say yes to the mission or the contracts that we put forth, or we can say, no, I'm just gonna, I don't want to change. It's too scary. And hi, Katya. So Katya says hello in the chat box, and she's in the UK, so I'm guessing she's up pretty early. Hello there. Hello to everyone who's joining. And for those of you who can't join, this does get a replay on So Brilliant on YouTube. And the neat thing with this, when we're dealing with quantum energy and the quantum field and the field, it doesn't matter if you're watching it live or you're watching it later. The universe is such a beautiful thing. It knows who's going to come in and tap into this. So you're already included. And then on top of this, we have this beautiful energy that's going to come, just kind of be created from all of us. And some of us are going to continue holding this light in our everyday practice. So when we're in the grocery store, we're holding the light for those who can't. Some of us may only feel comfortable, or they might only feel like, I only can do it during this meditation or during this this healing session. Yes, I will send out that positive intention. I'm in that zone and I'm sending it out. But once we hang up, I can't do it because I have too much going on. I don't know how to, I don't deserve to, I'm not big enough to. That's just a limitation in our thinking. And that's okay, because along your journey, as you start to really open up and be that light, it becomes easier. And it can be a bit scary because we're going through so much change at this time. I tease, and sometimes I get frustrated, and sometimes I get in awe, and sometimes I'm elated and inspired, and sometimes I'm like, when do these lessons end? Well, what I'm realizing more and more is when we start this healing journey, we're so multi-dimensional. There's so many layers to what we have kind of buried in our field, that it needs to come out layer by layer, very systematically and safely. How much can you release? And that's this whole, we all have light and dark, and there's this whole internal battle. And I'm hearing a lot of people say, oh, I went through the dark night of the soul and I wasn't sure if I was going to come out of it because it was really bad. I seem to have those quite often when just really, I guess, terrible things that have happened in the past, I suppress them. And as they're coming up, you really start to feel the icky energy or have some memories. And sometimes you don't even know why you're feeling that, but you're healing. And it's a beautiful thing because you're getting into a better place. But the healing journey itself can be a bit uncomfortable. It can be unsettling. A lot of people will say, Brenda, I just feel like, why am I here? Or why am I still going through this illness? Or why am I still having issues with my relationships? Or why am I still having issues with my abundance? We're so complicated, but there's so many belief systems and blocks and traumas that we may have gone through. And I'm not good enough. I don't feel I can receive. And it's one thing to say, affirmations, oh, I'm abundant, and focus on something. But it's different when you say, you know what, I deserve happiness. I really deserve to be good in my life in all aspects. I'm going to allow love in. I'm going to allow all these joyous things to come in. Because there's a lot of us that have been talked out of that, saying you're not good enough. And it's like we have a blackboard with all the rules of life. And I can't just erase the blackboard, but what we can do is give you new information to kind of start overriding what's written on the blackboard or what's written in your subconscious mind. So if you really want to do this healing journey and really grab it and continue forward, really look at the patterns. What is holding me back? What do I say about myself? One thing, it's easy to talk the talk and then you have to walk the walk, right? And I do that. I try it every day. But even family members around me will say, hey, mom, well, now it's my kid. Why would you say that? When I said, oh, this thing I'm going through seems so hard. Why would you say it's so hard? Well, because I do feel it's hard. But those words actually send that out saying, hey, let's make this hard for me. So I've mentioned this many times that we can go through lessons in the 3D reality, the lower frequency where most of humanity is, or we can take these lessons and do them in a higher frequency. Now, most of my lessons throughout my journey were probably in the 3D. So, you like a lot more chaos and heartbreak and this and that. And now looking at like, oh, wow, could I have done that differently? Could I have looked at all these issues I had or all these experiences and looked at them from the upper room or the higher vibration where there's no fear, worry that, things aren't going to work out? Personally, I think I needed to learn in that lower frequency. But now, although I'm still going through stuff, what I do choose to do is sit quietly, really look at the issue at hand and say, okay, this is what it is. This is what I feel is the truth. And we're kind of fluctuating between this 3D reality where the dark consciousness is still kind of weaving through and slowly shifting out. But when you go to the higher frequency, fear, worries is not there, right? So why not take these problems that seem so big that say, I don't know what my future is going to be like. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. It's very difficult. I'm dealing with people that are frustrating and don't want to talk and have their feet dug in the ground and it's not feeling comfortable. But I don't have to play that game. Now, when you bring a situation to that higher frequency, it just doesn't magically turn into roses and lollipops and happiness and rainbows. It is coming up to a place where you can look at it. You still have to follow the responsibilities. You still have to follow up. You still have to do that. But what's missing when you're up here is the fear of the unknown. You just have this trusting knowing that no matter what I'm going through, it's going to be okay for all parties involved, whatever the outcome. It's for our highest good. So it's still icky because we kind of go up and down. And a lot of people will say, well, Brenda, I'm living a 5D life now. I don't want to deal with 3D people anymore. Oh, yeah, I get it, but we're still living with the two types of perspectives, right? So although you can say, I'm going to send compassion and love to everyone, it's all going to be rosy and great. And then you get that person who's not feeling you, you're probably irritating them because your vibration's higher and they want to go at you. Well, you're not going to change that person's mind by saying things, or go in your heart, open your heart, all those things. It's just going to make someone angry that's not in that same space or vibration. So it's sometimes, I think it's up to the 5D people to somehow say, okay, I'm going to see this from the higher light and try to pull someone up. But then there's this balance where just because you might have more wisdom, or you might see the broader picture, or you don't want to be pulled into a 3D argument, the issue is you're not a doormat either. So you're kind of like this fine balancing of, when do I hold my power? When do I feel empowered? When do I really just say no? So what I'm learning, and is like, little things come up, you say no right away, because if you don't, they just escalate to bigger and bigger things. And then a year or 2 or 3 years later, you're dealing with something that, if you dealt with it 3 years ago by sending in your power saying no, probably would have been resolved. But if you ignore and not kind of deal with things, you're having this whole thing getting bigger and bigger. It's almost like, your history can come and bite you, or it could be like karma. What is karma? Karma is really just the balancing of, what did you do? And this is kind of like it's kind of like a gauge on where you're at. It's not a punishment, it's part of our learning, right? So sometimes not standing up for yourself is actually not such a good thing, because you're a divine being, right? So, and it's a beautiful teaching that, when someone says, why are you going to let someone treat you like a doormat? You're telling them, hey, it's okay, but it's not okay. You're a divine being of light. It is not okay for someone to treat you like a doormat. So when you start to look at these relationships and, wow, this is what I've done, and if I'm reclaiming myself, I'm reclaiming my power, I now have these experiences where I have to deal with the mess I created in a way. And, you would just want to kind of run away and hide under, it's gone, I don't want to see it. It'll just dissipate. It's not going to go away. You kind of have to take off the blinders and see things for what they are. And they're not always so nice, right? There's like the situations we can be in, or the situations we somewhat created, or we're, co-creating with other people. You're thinking, wow, this isn't so nice. Like, how did I do this? Humanity has created the mess we're in as well. We're all kind of, part of it. So we can ignore it and see what's going on, but at the same time, we can't. We have to face it. We have to correct it. So right now we're going through this ascension process, which is a learning, a growing, at your personal level on what you can handle. And you're never going to be given more than you can handle. So sometimes you just think, oh, I can't do this anymore. This is just so uncomfortable. But it's uncomfortable because you can handle it. And you have these beings of light with you. You have a connection. You're never alone. Although sometimes you can feel alone, like no one understands me. I'm not connecting with my friends. I'm different. I'm alone. I get that all the time as people are changing. You're never alone. You really are connected. You are a magnificent being of light, and your higher self knows everything. So this is just kind of like this avatar, this sliver of, this is Brenda living life, but my higher self is so beautiful. It's so grand. It knows everything. So it's guiding me through my soul's journey of experiences. So what I've gone through, what I'm going through, and what I'm going to go through are kind of the next step in growing. And I get so many different people asking so many different things, and I'm not the expert in it. I'm kind of sometimes happy about all the crap I went through, because then I can tell people, what, yes, it doesn't feel like a great journey, but if the issues we're in today are just going to be history and things of the past, right? So if you think about something you went through, say 3 years ago, when you were in that 3 years ago, you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to survive this? But now looking, time passed, now that's history. So whatever you're going through now is also going to pass. But while you're in it, you want to tap in to all the resources you have available. And you don't have to do this stuff alone. There's chat groups, there's, forums like this where we're going to work together and we're going to send out a beautiful energy. So we are going to heal what we need, whether it's a physical, mental, emotional issue we're having. And then we're going to send out this energy at the same time to our family and friends, to our homes, so they'll clear up. And then we're going to even get it broader and broader and send this beautiful light to Mother Earth and all of humanity. Now, when this energy comes through, it's already flowing, you can feel it. It's not an energy we can force on someone, because the light, this beautiful energy that's coming in for human healing, respects people's free will. So if you're ready for growth, you're going to allow more. If there's something that's ready to release and let go, it will happen because you're ready and willing. And is it okay? Is it you, the 3D person, the 3D Brenda? Yeah, I want to let this go. Yes, we can make intentions, but really our healing is being guided by our higher self that knows exactly what's safe to let go, when to let go, and where you are on your journey. So how many people feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be? I should be here. I should be there. I should be there, but I'm here. Well, really, where you are is perfect and evolving. And then there's the regret, the shame, the embarrassment. Why did I make those decisions? What was I thinking? Well, you're just at a different phase. You might have had blinders on. You weren't ready to see the truth. You weren't strong enough to see the truth. And a lot of people will say things like, how did I know my spouse was cheating on me? It was happening for years. How did I not know? Everyone else said they knew, but I didn't know. Well, think about it. If you knew and you weren't ready to know, well, that could have come to a really big shock, and you may have done something that would have not been good for yourself. So sometimes we have blinders because we can't deal with situations. We see this perception, our reality, in our own filters. So if we have a bunch of blinders on, we're going to see life this way. If we have a bunch of blinders on that are fearful, we're going to see life more scary. And some people are going to see it more this or that. Just think about it. 10 people walking down the same street. We're all having our own experience. Some people are going to say, wow, it was so beautiful. I saw a rainbow. I saw birds chirping and kids playing. And then you have the other extreme. Like, I walked down this street and it was dark feeling, and I saw people who are looking at me and they looked sinister, and I was scared. So it's very interesting. We're all walking down the same street. Why are we having different experiences? Because we're all coming in with different walks of life. So give yourself a break and love yourself for where you are. And if you're really ready to start healing, ask for the ability to heal, give permission to heal, allow yourself to expand. You can ask for the blinders to come off. You can ask for, is there something that's in the way that needs to heal? And I don't know what it is. Please, get rid of it, or have me go through whatever I need to. Your higher self knows the answers. The little self really doesn't know. But the little self, the 3D personality, can say to the really beautiful, higher self that you are, your beautiful, strong, mighty power, and say, hey, listen, I'm doing my best to get out of the way. My ego wants to think I know what's wrong. But most of my biggest learning lessons came when I just surrendered and said, I've been going through this pattern for 23 years. I thought I was doing the right thing, but obviously I'm not learning because it's still here. So I'm getting out of the way. I'm now giving this to my higher self. Bring me the experiences I need to go through to let this go. A lot of the stuff that we want to get rid of, we can't. because we have to learn the lessons first. So sometimes the biggest crises in our lives shake off some of the biggest boulders that are in the way. But it might be that some leave with just an easy energy session. And usually, if that happens, that's because that resistance there has already been dealt with and we're just clearing that away nice and easy. But some people can come for a session or do things like that. I'm saying affirmations, I'm meditating, but I can't get rid of this thing. It's there. I've been there. I know that feeling. It's very frustrating. But then I realize I can't get rid of it because I haven't faced it. I haven't learned that lesson. And I'm the one who probably asked for that lesson to be learned in this lifetime. So it's not going to just be like gone. I need to go through the uncomfortable feelings of releasing that, learning the lesson, and then growing from it. And then you get that check mark and you move on to the next one. I always say I find, planet Earth like a video game. And you hit one level and you keep trying, but when you meet that level, you meet that experience, you learn that lesson, and you go to the next level. And how many levels there are, I think it's infinite, and we can just keep going and going in this lifetime. The beauty of this new energy that we're in is back before this energy, this ascension process happened. This is my interpretation, so you don't have to believe it, but this is how I feel, is we're coming back and learning lessons and learning lessons, and we're in karmic loops and things like that. So we made progress, but then if once we passed away and came back, we started over and over. The beauty of this energy, and the reason I work so hard to clear up my stuff, is anything that we do in this lifetime, because of this shift in energy, we gain that knowledge, experience, and growth, and we keep it. So here I came into this lifetime very low. I've done work, I've done work, I've done work, I've done work, I've done work. And one day I'm going to leave this planet. But wherever I leave, I'm going to come back to this level now, not back here. So all the uncomfortable feelings for that I'm working hard because I don't want to come back through there. I was on a call recently, and I would suggest, I'm talking a lot. I'm just looking at the time. There's a book, a series, if you're really interested in your growth, there is a series of books an author called Paul Selig. And this is something you can do on your own. They're on Audible, you can buy the books. The reason I'm putting this out there is I was given these books many years ago. Someone said, "Oh, you should do these books, they're phenomenal." And I'd done Course in Miracles, and they said it's very similar to Course in Miracles. I'm like, all right. I picked up the book, and the energy of this book, I just couldn't handle it. So I put it aside. In May, I picked up the first book in this series. I am now on book 8, and I've done some live courses with him. This book, there should be warnings on these books. These beautiful beings of light work through these books, and they bring up the challenges that you need to work on. So it's your own book of teachers that are bringing experiences. It's actually a very uncomfortable ride I've been on, considering I've done so much work prior. I feel that's why I was open to doing these books. But it's interesting. I was on a call. I just recently did a call with him live, and that 88-year-old man came on, and it was cute. He's like, "I'm 88 years old. I've been meditating for 40 years plus, and I still have issues, and I can't let them go. Oh, when I want to get it done in this lifetime." And he's like, when am I going to break free? And it was so sweet. And when he was talking, I just felt like he is going to make it in this lifetime before he leaves. But why is it taking him so long? And you could feel his frustration, right? And then someone else comes on, and I come on. I go, "Yeah, I've been doing this for 13 years, and still things are bubbling up." It's frustrating, and you can feel like you're on top of the world and then be in this mess of an experience. But it's kind of the healing journey. So if anyone says their healing journey has been ease and flow, I just go, wow, congratulations. I think there's some of us out there that have lots to unravel. And I really focus on working on me every single day. And one of my friends, the one who actually introduced the books to me, he said, Brenda, I did those books over 9 years. You're insane for packing it in since May. No wonder everything's unraveling. But I'm not rushing the books. I'm not like I need to get this done. I'm going through my own inner guidance. So when I learn something in the book, I will make sure I it's a very this series, I'm just throwing it out there because it's quite challenging. It's really cool if you want to do self work on yourself with the aid of the book. But it will challenge you. It can be very uncomfortable, but it's a book you have to read actively, not passively. So the first book might take a month or so to read it. You might have to reread it many, many times to get the gist of it. And they give you exercises to work through and affirmations to follow. So what I do is when I work through a book, I'm just like, okay, am I done? I ask my guides, yes, I can go to the next book. Now they break it up in days. Sometimes I'll do 4 days lessons in a day, but that's because I'm not trying to rush it. I don't have to get anywhere. I am where I am. But sometimes I'm binging on it. And I ask, is it okay to binge? But when I do that, then all of a sudden my whole life goes to get those lessons in. So it's a very interesting thing. And the reason I'm bringing that up is a lot of people are like, hey, you know what? I really want to work on my self growth. And is there something I can do on my own? This is a really wonderful series. I think the new book 10 has come out and they're working on 11. And so it's really, I would go. I'm not I'm not getting any benefit of promoting him, just so you know, Paul Selig. It's just been quite an experience unraveling the issues that have been hiding. Although I've done so much work in like, at a conscious level and a subconscious level and this, you know what, there's always something else that needs healing. So it's really neat. I highly suggest, but take it with a bit of warning. If you don't like that uncomfortable feeling, it might happen. So there are a few clients of mine that have taken the challenge, and some have been done book one and said, wow, my whole life is just really, opened up and I'm seeing things that they are. And there's a few books, and one of them, the one that I found very difficult is about self-worth or self-love. It's in the series there. That one, I believe, took me at least 1 month, and I had to re-listen to the book about 15 times. But I can see why, because deep down I'm very passive, and I let people walk all over me. So that for me, self-love was kind of thing that I'm still working on. But then there was some other ones on alchemy and things like that. I was like, oh yeah, this is amazing. And I just eat it up as I understand that stuff. So we might find one book challenging and one not, because we're all very different. So with that being said, I think we should get into some healing. If there's any questions, feel free. Um, yeah, Paul, yeah, his stuff is really, I just did a 5 night course with him, and they work on you in the course, the beings of light that, and you can feel the shifts. You almost feel your vibration like going, whoa, and then the experiences come out. So yeah, he's a very interesting man, and he's doing his mission on earth and bringing this beautiful information. And the other thing is the information that comes through channeling, through work like this, it's all coming through infinite intelligence. So you're listening and learning to the truth that doesn't change. So whether it's coming from one ascended master or another ascended master or someone who's really connected, it's all the same message, really, but it's being said in a way that you might understand it better than others. So, sure, the first book title, actually, I would go to paulseelig.com. I think that's his website. I'll send it out. He has the order of books, but the first one is called I Am the Word. So that's it. I Am the Word. That's the first one. I would actually say follow because they build up on each other. The energy builds up, but it's really neat because the lessons that come through, I've read many spiritual books and I love the learnings. I learn it from this way and this way. But in the end, they're all saying the same thing. We are magnificent beings of light. We are powerful. We're magnificent. And when we start to peel away that ickiness that says you're not good enough, you can't connect directly to God, you're not this, you're not that, you start to pull away the lies that have kept humanity bottled up. And you really start to see how powerful you are, and your thinking becomes unlimitless, and you watch your life change as you know you can accomplish anything. And you're in the positivity in your voice and how you're talking and how you're standing up for yourself. And it's such a beautiful transformation, but you're hearing it from the teachings of Jesus to the teachings of the Course of Miracles, to Paul Selig, to Abraham Hicks, to there's so many channels out there that are saying the same beautiful thing. So you're just going to find that person that speaks to you in a language you can understand. There's the Eckhart Tolle's, or what was that, Conversation with God, I think it's Greg Walsh, I'm not sure, but that was one of the first books that was given to me from some lady on a GO train. She said, listen, I just read this book and it's changed my life, and my heart says you need it. And I ended up reading all his series. I fell in love with that. It was talking to me at a level I understood. And then I moved to a different teacher, and I moved to a different teacher, and I've read autobiographies of the yogis and healings in India, and how you can make anything from energy, and they're doing that. There's a lot of people who've mastered this life, and it's not to master it and become it's when you tap into this beautiful energy, you're tapping in for your growth, and you're tapping in to help humanity and serve humanity. So these teachings can't be used for malicious reasons. They can't be used for personal gain, because when you tap into it, you realize the big picture, and you just go into this, I don't know, this connection where I'm just here to serve and be in this beautiful earth and see it move into the ascension process and send it love along the way. And that's what we're going to do today. So enough talking. We're at the half hour. So I took off my contacts because my eyes were hurting today. So I'm having a hard time seeing the time. I'm going to drink some water and we're going to begin. If anyone has questions, feel free to write them down. No, today I had nothing to talk about. I came in saying, I'm just going to do a 30-minute healing and end the call. And right when I sit here and I just talk, and generally, I don't even remember what I talked about. And sometimes I watch the replay and say, oh, I said that. I don't even remember. I'm hoping sometimes I get told I should be more prepared. And, but with these calls, they're free calls and I just ramble. I feel the energy and we talk, and they're not structured, let's say. And when I have the paid calls, there's something I follow. We talk about one subject. And in these types, they're kind of free flowing. I might change the format one day. I always say I'm going to, but I think right now I'm going through something and I need to just kind of focus on one thing, then I'll move to the other. I'll just do it in divine right timing. So it is what it is at this time. And hopefully I didn't confuse you along the way, but I'm thinking I may have gone from here to here to here, but I think it all just ties into, we're magnificent beings and we're here on a journey and we're here to grow and we're here to learn, and we're here to just be kind to yourself and love yourself and do the best you can. And you're showing up today, which is beautiful. So we're going to start this beautiful energy. I think I said I'm going to talk through it. So let's do that. I just feel like talking today. I'm going to explain what's going on, and I may talk, may not talk, but let's do a little bit different today, and then you guys can vote, say did you like it or not like it, and we'll go from there. I'm open to feedback. So we're going to play some music, and I'll just start with this one. Now, what I'd like, if in the chat box, if someone can say, yes, I can hear the music, but I can also hear your voice. And is one overpowering than the other? So what I would like is, I don't want you guys to strain when I'm talking, but I want you to hear the music in the background at the same time. I'll put my speaker a little bit closer. And if someone can just say the balance is okay, you can hear both, okay. So you're not struggling, because I've done this in corporate once and my voice wasn't loud enough and people said, they said that I think what happens is when I kind of go into that mode, I start talking less loud. So I'm going to keep this level of tone, and I will try to, I probably won't. Perfect balance. Okay, guys, let's do this. All right. I'm going to bring down the bowl because I'm going to need it. All right. So this is coming after the fact. All right, guys. So let's do this. We're going to play with something new. Okay, you can hear both. Perfect. All right, everyone. So let's allow a conscious, loving breath. I was on another course. I learned about breathing. It's funny that I needed to learn, but hey, I'm up to learning anything new. So when you say, let's take a breath, it's a little bit different than allowing a breath. So if we allow a breath, what I'd like you to do is just allow that deep breath to come in. And you don't want to rush it. Just allow it to come through and put yourself into a receiving state. What does a receiving state mean? It just means giving permission. You might want to say something like this: I'm not sure what's up for healing today. I know I've been suffering a little bit physically, mentally, emotionally. You can fill in the blanks, whatever really up. But there are other things that are there that might be affecting me that I, as my little self, is not aware of. So I'm asking my guides, my spirit guides, my higher self, beings of light that are here supporting us all today. I am open to receiving this beautiful healing at any level that is for my highest good. And in doing this, I know I am protected, because when we do this work, these beings of light create this beautiful protection bubble, octahedron, diamond, whatever you want to imagine it. So you are completely safe to allow your guard to go down, knowing that whatever is released today is for your highest good. I don't have to understand what's being released. I don't have to feel what's being released, but I know in my heart that I'm going to feel lighter and more connected. And as that's happening, these beings of light, you can almost imagine everyone is in their own little bubble of light with their own personal team. But it almost feels like our physical body is here and there's a part of us, I think it's called the etheric field. There's this part of our energy that lifts. And some people might feel like you're lifting like a balloon, but you're not leaving your body. Your body still has you in it. We're just lifting a part of us that's going up for healing. And you almost may want to imagine that we're all sitting in this beautiful circle facing inward. And each of us has our own team working on us. And some people at this point start to feel a hand on their back, perhaps on their shoulder. Perhaps they feel tingling sensation, knowing that we are loved and we're being taken care of at this time. And it's such a beautiful feeling because we are all loved so beautifully and we're protected as we heal. So as this energy is coming through, the way I can imagine it is the issues that you have at hand. Sometimes they're our biggest issues. Sometimes they're not that big, but they still bother us. Your higher self and these guides are going through your field and they're pulling out whatever is safe and ready to let go. So it might be a trauma, an experience that didn't feel good at age 4, and you might not be ready to release all of that, but they're going to take out a percentage that you can handle and start healing that and transmuting it. It might be something that you saw on the TV at a very young age that bothered you and kind of was deep in your subconscious. And they're saying, hey, we're ready to release that full memory out. It could be something that was said to you as a young child that really, really made you feel bad and had this pattern of behavior throughout your life. Perhaps someone said you were ugly or you didn't matter or be quiet, we don't want to hear you. And then your voice has been quieted ever since. And if you are ready to release that and heal from it, perhaps that will be your healing today. Perhaps you're having a physical issue. Your cells are asking for beautiful healing. Every cell of your body is conscious and it's asking for love. It's asking for permission to be magnificent. So we're going to ask that your cells receive whatever is needed at this time for your healing. And it's a beautiful thing to talk to your body. Talk to those cells. For instance, perhaps your right arm has an issue. You can't move it for whatever reason. It's been in lots of pain. I'm just using this as an example. But your left arm is completely fine. Talk to your body and say, hey, right arm, my left arm is great. Copy it. You remember what you were like. You know what it's like. Just copy that arm. If one eye is not working, ask that one eye and the neurons in the cells to look at the other eye and copy it and bringing it back to health, function, where there's no longer any resistance and the healing can happen. Some people may want to visualize their cells just floating into white light and healing and any negativities flowing out of them. So we all can feel things very differently. Some people might see things. Some people might feel a tingling sensation going up and down their body as this energy is being infused to every aspect of you. This healing is not localized to one area. We are multi-dimensional beings, and this healing energy is doing more than we can comprehend with the human mind. It is weaving through our essence, looking for anything that's ready for healing. We can just put out that broadcast, I'm ready to heal at all levels. I may not understand what's releasing today, but I want and I give permission for it to release. And as this resistance is leaving, it is being replaced by God's love and light. And this beautiful energy is flowing through your body, correcting, transmuting, helping, aiding, facilitating, healing. If you take a nice, beautiful, or allow a nice deep breath as you're bringing in that beautiful light into your being. And when you release it, you're releasing all that stuff you no longer need. You may want to grab your hands. If they move naturally, you may want to push out that energy. You may want to bring in that energy. There's no right or wrong to how we facilitate a healing. You may be falling asleep at this time, and you may not even remember this healing as you're going into a beautiful space of relaxation. And that is okay too, because as we are in this space, there is no right or wrong on how we heal. Some will say, I felt nothing but just relaxation. Some will say, I saw colors, purple and blue and things and light. Some will say I was in a meadow and there was grass swaying. It was purple grass. And it's swaying one way, it's light purple, and the other way it's dark purple as I was releasing whatever I needed to release. Whatever is unique for you is absolutely perfect. Allow these deep breaths to continue as we start to clear your auric field and your biofields. We're asking for healings to all your chakras, not just the 7 that we know about. There are about 120 chakras in your energetic system. We're asking for clearings of them in the front and back so they're moving and connecting, and the flow of energy is just beautiful. We're asking for your meridian systems to release any blockages, any knots. So all your energy fields are just flowing so beautifully. And as this healing is taking place, you're allowing deep breaths to come in and deep breaths going out. And as we are getting these personal healings and we're going to a state of allowance, we are going to set an intention that this healing energy is now being sent to all your family members, your friends, your pets, your home, your kids' schools, the grocery stores, your whole city. And as this beautiful energy is magnifying, it is starting to swirl in this beautiful blue light that is starting to just expand with no limitations. And we can picture this beautiful light being available to all of humanity. It is now covering all of Mother Earth. And there are also so many other groups on this earth that are meditating and sending love at any time of the day. And the energy we are sending out is connecting with theirs, magnifying the healing of our planet, having this beautiful healing energy available for those that don't even know it exists. The beauty of this light, as it heals us in a physical, emotional, mental way, whatever is needed, whether it's a childhood trauma, whether it's something that happened more recently, whether it's an illness, whether it's emotional sadness or heartbreak. This energy can do all of that and magnifies into this beautiful world, allowing all of human consciousness to tap into it. Allowing a deep breath as you are being bathed in this beautiful love and light. We're going to ask the guides to bring out this beautiful blanket of gold. It's a golden blanket, and everyone's going to get one right now. And as this blanket of gold is brought to you, your guides are wrapping you up in a beautiful blanket. It's a healing blanket. It is soothing. It is warm. It feels like liquid love. It's a feeling you never want to let go of, and you don't have to. You can bring this feeling of security and happiness and health and love and abundance and joy. All those things that are your birthright are wrapping you up in this golden blanket, healing you from head to toe in any way that you need. It's your own personal blanket. And you can call upon this touch of love, this healing, any time of the day. It's not just happening now. It's happening always. It's at your fingertips. And we're asking for Master Light to infuse your auric field and your full essence. And there are so many beings of light working on you in so many different ways, releasing negative thought patterns, ancestral wounds, constellation issues, past life traumas. Could even be some negative thoughts thrown your way from someone, the drama, the sadness, things you have seen, things you have experienced. Or just letting go whatever is no longer serving you and replacing it with God's love and light. And you're going to continue to allow those deep breaths as this beautiful energy does whatever you need at this time. And as the healing is happening at an individual level, it's happening at a global level. Mother Earth is thanking us for this healing, and in turn, she is adding beautiful energy to our healing. As Mother Earth heals, humanity heals. And as humanity heals, Mother Earth heals. She is taking us along on this beautiful ride of ascension. As human consciousness has reached a peak, we're ready to expand and grow, allowing our hearts to hold more light. And as we hold this light, we are holding it for ourselves, our family, humanity, planet Earth, and all of this beautiful universe and beyond. We are magnificent beings, powerful. And when we send intentions of love and peace, it dissolves the resistance and the darkness on the planet that wants to hold us back. We're going to infuse beautiful light, beams, rays of light to anything, anywhere on this planet that has darkness or sadness or lower energy. And as this beautiful light is shined on those places, we are helping dissolve and bring it back to unity. Humanity is on a beautiful journey from separation to unity. It is such a beautiful journey that we're on together as a collective, on an individual basis. And we're asking for extra support as we go through any challenging times, knowing we are supported and we are loved, and that for the highest good of ourselves and the people involved, we surrender to the process and allow us to be guided. And some of you might start feeling this beautiful presence of whales and dolphins. They're swimming around us right now, adding to the healing energy that we're all bathing in. And some of you might be feeling emotional right now. Just let your tears flow. That's just part of healing resistance at this time. And each tear is making room for more love and healing. Your auric fields are lighter and brighter. They're more protected, keeping you safe, keeping you healthy. If there is anything, you may have felt under the weather, or backing out that energy out of your field, so your health will start to regain. And every cell is absorbing this beautiful energy and moving towards a healing journey of its own. And as a collective, you're going to shift into health and happiness. You may not understand the process. Just give allowance. I give permission to heal. I allow myself to allow this healing to do whatever is needed. I may not understand it, but I give permission. We say yes to the ascension process. We say yes to the light. We ask to be guided by the call of our heart, our own soul's journey. And we ask for the support for us to know where we are is perfect and evolving, and to forgive ourselves for anything we may have done that we're sad, embarrassed, ashamed about. We're going to release that. We're going to release those energies that hold us back from our growth. We're going to release any anxiety, any fears, any worries, any self-judgments, any self-esteem issues, any judgment from others. We're going to replace it with God's love and light. And as we have this healing happening, your innate smart body is starting to work at a very high percentage. And this is you healing you. You all have this beautiful, smart, innate system, your own biology that knows what your body needs. And when you give it permission to work, it can work miracles. Allow these beautiful, magical miracles to come into your life. I deserve my birthright. I deserve this healing. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to express love. And anything that you want to ask for in this beautiful space of love, do so, because you deserve whatever you are asking for. As we're doing this healing, you might have a bit of head pressure, and that is okay. That's just a lot of processing happening. There's a lot of energy that's no longer needed or serving you being released from your system. And you may just want to say, I wish you well. I no longer need you. I am connected and magnificent. And I'm allowing healing at all levels. We will set this intention that the healing will continue to work on each and every one of us for the next 3 to 4 to 5 days. And in that time, I will surrender and allow. I will rest when needed. I'll be kind to myself during the process. And I'll allow the emotions to come up as needed. And when experiences and emotions come up, don't repress them. They're coming up for a reason. They're ready to be let go. Just honor them. I may not know why I'm feeling this way. I may not remember what happened, but this feeling that makes me feel uncomfortable, I'm asking these beings of light to release it, transmute it, and set me free. I am ready to expand. I'm ready to know my divinity. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to feel my magnificence and connection. I'm ready to come home. I'm ready to serve humanity in best I can, even if it's just a simple smile at a grocery store to some stranger I don't know. I'm going to honor the little things. I'm going to look at these mini miracles that are happening to me every day. And I'm going to be thankful. I'm going to appreciate and be thankful for these good, beautiful things that are happening in my life. Allowing another beautiful, deep breath. Allowing this energy to keep you completely safe and protected. We are now putting a bubble on each of you of this beautiful liquid love. It is encapsulating, it's holding that beautiful energy that you can tap into anytime you need it. After this healing, it does not go away. It's just in your field. You just have to ask. You can ask for that loving golden blanket. You can ask for liquid love to just melt in your space. When you ask, you receive. So you just have to ask in your own way that's comfortable to you. You are all beautiful beings, magnificent beings of light. You have your own connection to your guides, and they're there waiting to help. But they're saying, ask, and you shall receive. You are worthy, you are loved. And any time of the day you need something, just reach out for that help. You are never alone. You're constantly being loved. We're going to do something a little bit different tonight. We're going to let the music play for another extra 5 minutes. For those of you who want to stay in this energy, perhaps you've fallen asleep and want to stay, that is fine. For those of you who are ready to snap back into this beautiful reality, you can wiggle your toes and fingers. For those who just want to stay in it, just stay in it. I'm going to stop talking, but know you are loved. Drink plenty of water in the next few days as they continue to work on you. And we're going to know that this beautiful white light, blue light, purple light, healing light that's all over Mother Earth right now and humanity is going to stay there, being available to those who need it, who want it, who accept it. If you have any special intentions for anyone in your life that you may be concerned about, you can send that love directly to them. It's up to them whether they take it or not, but do send it. I'm going to take a few minutes here to make some special intentions in my mind, and you may want to do so as well. As this energy continues to flow and as the music continues to flow for another few minutes, I'm going to keep quiet. If anyone has any questions, I will answer the chat box, but I'm not going to talk, so people who are enjoying this meditation, this healing session, can continue to do so. Beautiful. Thank you for joining today. Your presence was felt. Your light is flowing through this universe. And for those of you who can continue to hold the light, for those who can't, do so, as the healing can continue for days and weeks. It doesn't have to be terminated once this is done. You can hold this light. You deserve to hold this light. You can call upon this light at any time. It's there for you. And some of you may want to take these beams of light and hold them and anchor them within, so you can be that beacon of light for those who can't. I thank you all for joining and being a part of this. I'm going to start talking now, and I'll just monitor the chat box. Thank you. All right, everyone, I'm going to end the call. Have a beautiful sleep. And, heal in the way you need to heal. There's no right or wrong, but you'll probably be very thirsty. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Good night.